Winnie.
So here we are, another Wednesday, middle of the week, midday, supposedly. But out my window, the fog's down. Don't know what it's like in your areas, chaps. A bit of fine weather up there. Oh no, no!
No,
Oh goodness!
very similar here.
I can honestly say in Rotorua that it is bucketing down,
Ah,
Mm.
and the heavy rain hasn't started yet. It's not supposed to start till 10 o'clock,
right.
and it's 15 degrees, so it's not cold. And there are silly buggers all over the golf course playing golf in the bloody rain. I've never seen it before.
Oh, good on them.
Yeah, all they got's a little umbrella.
And
Yeah,
I notice, good to see the post on the page about an hour or so ago, checking in on how much walking and exercise we do, and
yeah.
also good to see that the military sense of humour has has lowered the tone significantly.
Well, Darren did start it, didn't he? Who goes for a wee walk?
Oh well. All right, so I'll just dig up what's happening for the day, and we can get chatting. All right, so meeting last night for the executive, the AGM coming up 26th of July. So what's that? 2 months away, roughly. Templeton RSA, 5 o'clock.
Yep.
Uh, there'll be a few snacks and things provided. For those who can't make it, proxy voting will be available. I think Morris is putting a proxy form online. And also there'll be online voting on the day. And we need to pick up the quorum. So we need to have a quorum because if we don't, we can't pass the Constitution. And then we strike a bit of trouble because beginning of next year, 26, we have to have the new Constitution registered with the incorporated societies, because that's what the law says, and we need to pass it at an annual general meeting or at a special meeting. Now, I think the quorum is around 20 or 16 or something like that. So if you're floating around with nothing to do on the 26th of July, drop into the Templeton RSA. It's 5 o'clock, just so it allows for people who work during the day on a Saturday to come in and refresh themselves during the course of the meeting. What else we got? Oh, yes.
Dennis,
Yeah,
just before you go on, so
yeah.
will we be able to join online?
That is how I understand it, but I will confirm that with Morris.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
he's planning.
Yeah, we've got a license with Zoom that allows us to have 200 people.
Yep.
So you'll be able to join in should we get all the digital stuff sorted out. And Morris has done it a few times and it works. I think last year we had a problem with people not being able to hear or something like that. So
Yeah.
we'll get it
Yeah.
sorted. You should have had an email from Morris recently, and if not, it's possibly because you may have changed your email. Um, so that's a request for your annual subs, which are falling due. And yeah, so if you haven't got one and you don't want one, that's fine. Don't update your email. But otherwise, if you're interested in what's happening and want to contribute, um, get in touch with Morris, update your contact information, and you'll receive a little email asking for some money.
Mm.
So, was there anything else that came out of last night's meeting? I'm not, I was there, but my eyes were open and my mind was on. Um,
Yeah, apart from the Waitangi Tribunal and then the upcoming Veterans Recognition Bill
right.
or recognition of a veteran.
Wasn't there wasn't there something about we're looking for worthy causes? Is that
Oh,
right?
yes, yes,
Yes.
correct. Yep, yep.
So it was raised last night. We do have a little bit of money. And we're looking for service-related people. Could be the children, could be grandchildren, or it could be just a member of the public who's interested in joining the services and is making their way through that selection process, who may want to upskill themselves, get advanced training, go to university or something like that. So we're looking for, firstly, types of causes that we could contribute to, and also potential recipients. So if you know anybody who kind of fills those broad terms, drop a line to Morris through email or through Messenger and let him know. Peter, you had a good week last week. Tell us about it.
Well, the weather was stunning for a start off. I had a week at the Navy base at Devonport, not in the Navy base itself, but at the Navy Marae, attending the Waitangi Tribunal on behalf of the Antarctic veterans. There was a lot of other claims that were also mentioned there, including Operation Grapple, Palasta, some of the old historic Navy claims which have been settled, I believe. And they're all around about the same thing, which is low dose ionizing radiation. We received an amazing, amazing welcome from the Navy. Absolutely amazing. The hosts and hostesses were just blew us away, how good it was. And we were made to feel very welcome. The military interacted with us, which was a first also. Very, 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 very refreshing, to be honest. And we'll just wait and see where it goes. The next one is to be held at Ohakia, which I believe is August, something like that, somewhere around about August.
Yeah.
And that will be the 3 services complete, because they've done Waiuru. They've now done what's it called? Philomel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Still Philomel, and then Ohakia. So yeah, it was a great week.
So from your experience there and watching the legal teams and the Crown and the tribunal members, worth your while going?
Yes, absolutely, because for the first time that we actually felt part of the process. And the reason I say that is that people engaged us or engaged with us outside of the actual tribunal sitting. And
Right.
that's a bit of a first, because normally, they'll come and have a cup of tea with you, but that's it, and then talk about the rugby or something else. Whereas last week, they came and had a cup of tea with us, and they talked about what was going on within the tribunal, and they also talked about our cohorts and, anything amongst them, among the Southeast Asian vets, among the Antarctic vets, there's very, to me, very positive stuff.
Okay. And what are your feelings about, I know it's a bit early and we haven't had a report out of the tribunal yet, the potential outcomes? How do you think how did you read the tribunal panel?
So I think the best part of it was, I won't mention the person's name, but she's one of the tribunal, I don't know what you call them, judges. I don't know if they're judges or adjudicators.
There's only
Panel.
one judge, and that's
So there must be members of the tribunal.
members of the panel. Yep, that's it.
Okay, so at the end of Emma Wiley, who was our solicitor representing Benyon Law, and at the end of her presentation, one of the tribunal members said to this person on the questionnaire panel that had been tasked with writing a special report about the removal of nuclear waste from Antarctica. Now, Emma put a couple of quite stern questions to her, which she couldn't answer. And, she wasn't down there in the 60s and 70s. She's an academic, so she's only doing what she's paid for. But they found some glaring holes. And then the tribunal member said that we've had low-dose ionizing radiation for Mururoa, Operation Palasta, Operation Grapple. Antarctica is the same. she said, it seems to me that this is a really easy, quick fix. Why aren't you talking to these people? And all the heads went, wow. And then all of a sudden, we took that as crack. We've finally got through. We've
Oh,
broken the
good.
yeah. So that was the outcome. To me, very positive.
And then also in the week, or was it the week before, some exciting news from the Minister of Defence. After many, many OIAs and letters, Pete, tell us
Oh,
what happened.
I got a personal letter from Minister of Defence, Judith Collins. However, it wasn't personal because although it was signed by her, I believe it was written by one of her staffers. So, but in a nutshell, same old, hurry up and wait.
Right.
But when you expand it out, her her comments or whatever, whoever wrote the letter, the comments were that there's no new information come out that what I'd written, which I don't believe is correct. But anyway, I'm not a politician. Um, and we're going to have to wait for what Minister Penk is doing with the changes to the Veterans Act. So I don't know. These guys keep a pretty pretty closed shop on what's coming out. So when it does come out, it might be a surprise for us. It might not. It might be just,
Mm.
oh yeah, same stuff, different day.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. So put it this way, I wasn't jumping up and down with glee, and no, I wasn't despondent, but it was close to it.
So it balanced the highs of the tribunal.
Exactly. Yeah, it did. It was very leveling. So
Brought you back to earth.
yeah, it just shows you how hard the battle is because when you think you've got it all laid out and you go, well, that's a good argument, and they shoot it full of holes.
Yeah.
They come back and say, basically, in a lot of words, no.
No, that's
Yeah,
basically it. No.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Thanks for that, Pete. That's good. And so, if you're in the area of Ohakia, and when we find out when the next hearing is, it doesn't cause any harm to go along, sit down, listen and see what's happening, listen to the variety of claims across all three services that are heard in the tribunal. And we'll know in advance what the the panel has presented, the information presented by the panel, by the Crown, and what's being challenged by the solicitors for the claimants. So we can let you know that. That'll be good.
Hmm.
Right. Moving on. Let me
Just
see.
worries me a bit that the government's working on to modify or change or put in a new direction the Treaty of Waitangi Tribunal. So that might
Well,
cause some.
yes,
Mm.
I agree with you there, Frank.
Yeah, I think they're trying to rein their brief in a bit.
Yep.
Mm.
Because I think originally it was for historical claims. Now it's getting
Yeah, now they're into
more
modern day stuff.
contemporary.
Yeah,
What's happening today is fronting up,
yeah.
and it costs a heap of money. I mean, if you just think about the how many solicitors in the room, Pete? 15,
Oh,
20 more?
more money than I'd earn in a lifetime.
Yeah, yeah. So
Sure.
they've got to pay they've got to pay all those solicitors' bills because a lot of it's done on
Mm.
the what do they call it? The legal aid system. So
Yeah.
that's a huge bill, plus the venue, the accommodation and so forth for the panel members. It adds
There's
up.
about 30 of them.
I heard somewhere, and don't quote me. It was about $2 million a day when everything was all added up. So if you've got three or four solicitors from one firm with one claim, it's
Mm.
a hell of an amount of money that's being spent.
Yeah, well,
Anyway,
see, we had two solicitors there.
yep.
Now, previous ones, we've had 4 or 5 solicitors there.
Okay.
So yeah,
Well,
there's the tribunal sitting in Rotorua a couple of years ago. we couldn't get in the marae into the
Right.
meeting house, sorry, because all the solicitors had all the seats. Yeah, there was only one row of benches on the side, so it was a full house.
So we see who's making the money.
Yeah, not us. But then, hey, it's not about money for us.
Oh, no, that's right. I
No,
agree.
it's about results.
Yes.
So let me just see if you're in the Canterbury region. There's a gathering at Wigram this Friday. Normal your coffee day that they run there. So if you got a bit of time on your hands and you haven't picked up on Mr. Hunter's prompt to get out the door and go for a walk, you can walk down to Wigram, meet up with a bunch of former servicemen and women across all the services, have a coffee and walk home, and you'll have done your exercise for the day. Kicks off
Excellent.
about 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that. So if you're in the area, drop in. Veterans Affairs running. There's a clinic today in Northland in Kerikeri at the Turner Centre from 10 till 2. So you've still got time to squeak down there and
Shoot up
catch up
there.
with a few people. They're I think that they run a booking system, so you'd only be going to catch up with your mates if you haven't made it onto the system. But hey, no harm in that. Keeping in touch, make sure everybody's A-OK. And 25th of June in Taranaki at the Devon Hotel. Interesting choice. 290 Devon Street. Again, between 10 and 2. So that's 25th of the coming month. We have put in a submission on the Anzac Day amendment. And we also get an opportunity to speak to the select committee next week, I think next Thursday, to reinforce our submission. Nothing wildly exciting about it. Maybe we're just suggesting that perhaps part of it is do we need the Veterans Recognition Bill, which is quite costly when everybody could be recognised on Anzac Day. Not too difficult. But there you go. And also waiting in the wings is the Veterans Recognition Bill. We're still awaiting submission dates to come through as if there is a select committee hearing on it. So we'll wait and see, and we'll keep you informed. That's about all the hot gossip. Unless you got something there, Frank?
No, pretty quiet in my neck of the woods. I've been reading a fair bit about problems in Australia,
Right.
especially the treatment of their SAS soldiers who served in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Um, just hope that never comes this way.
Mm.
All right. Yeah. And I think they've done the same, haven't they done the same in the UK as well? There's
Yeah.
been a lot of inquiries into how the elite troops were almost let off the leash, as it were.
Mm,
Bit
Yeah.
worrying, but hey,
It
there's-
it is when it's driven by journalists.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And I guess part of the process is we can be thankful that we weren't the people involved.
Mm.
Yeah.
Crossing the bar, Frank, how are we going?
Yes, I have two sailors that have moved on. NZ 10575 Woodward, Ralph Gibson, Royal New Zealand Navy. He joined in 1945 as an ordinary signalman. Crossed the bar on Friday, May the 16th, 2025, at the Elsie Summers home in his 100th year, and a
Oh,
private cremation has been held. And then a classmate of mine, NZ 18346 Stent, Peter James, electrical engineer, crossed the bar at home on May the 14th, 2025, aged 77 years, and a service to celebrate Peter's life was held. Please accept my condolences to the families of both those sailors, and don't forget any help you need. If you need it, give us a yell.
thank you, Frank. 78011. Command Officer retired Fishley William, also known as Bill, passed away 30th of March 2025. RNZAF from 1955 to 1975, following a previous career in the RAF. He was with 41 Squadron from 63 to 65 and had one sortie to Vietnam and had the 62 GSM for Malaya for sorties there. 40737, Warrant Officer First Class, retired. McCallion Wayne, also known as Mac, passed away 27th of May 2025. The next cadet from 1964 Parkinson class was with one RNZIR 66-67 with the 66 tour to Borneo. Victor 1 Company, South Vietnam from May 67 to November 67, and quite an active member of the Whanganui RSA.
Mm.
So I just reiterate the same comments from Frank. Our condolences to the families and to friends who knew those people who passed. And make contact if you need a hand with anything in dealing with either the RSA or Veterans Affairs. Peter, would you like to do the ode for us?
I can do that. They shall, excuse me, they shall not grow old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them,
lest we forget.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a good week. Don't get too wet when you're out on the golf course, Peter.
I'll be watching from inside.
And Frank, like get up early on a Wednesday, get the rubbish bag out.
Yeah, this towny life is a bit tough.
You can flick those old sandals of yours on your feet. You'll get Superman powers to chase them down the road. You will have done your day's exercise. No worries.
Yeah, my naval safety boots. Yeah.
Hey, Frank, now that you're in town, you just take your rubbish bag down to the neighbours and leave it out the front of their place.
Well, I was looking across the road and I see they hadn't collected theirs, but no, it was just too far to walk.
Well, that's what we do. If they miss our bins, we just wheel them across the road.
Oh.
So
Go in the same truck.
We have a problem in that we have to remember what days are what, because we put a bin out, a yellow bin, I would suspect about once every 3 months.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, what day is it? What bin? Was it this week or is it next week? Oh, check out the window. Oh, yes, it's the yellow bin day.
Yeah, well, we can't see the bins out our window, but here's how we do it. When we get our national super, that's the week that only the rubbish bin goes out. If you're not getting national super, everything goes out.
Fair enough. So that's us for today, folks.
Yep.
Don't forget to stay in touch. Keep on the phone and catch up with your mates, whether it's a cup of coffee here or just a chat over the phone. It all goes to keep the spirits buoyed and help us negotiate this phase of life as we all grow more grey hair or lose the hair that we've got.
Or grow less.
Good on you. Take care. Look after yourselves. We'll catch you all next week. Cheers, people.
Okay.
Bye.